Okay, welcome, folks. We're going to get started here. All right. I know I'm back at the Apollo because I can't see anything. It's perfect. But if you can see the screen, that's the important part. Welcome back. This is now the 4th annual Impact Film Festival. Do you want to give that a round of applause? I've had the pleasure to join for a number of the years now. My name is Mike Morris. I was the member of parliament in our community for a number of years. Now I'm just a friend of Bruce Taylor's, so that's okay too. We like to start by acknowledging the land that we're on, of course. Many of you, if you're from our community, know this already. For those visiting from outside, I want you to know you're on the Haldeman Tract. This is actually Block 2 of the Haldeman Tract. It's traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Neutral peoples, and land that was promised to 6 nations back in 1784. It's 10 kilometers on each side of the Grand River. And this is all land that was, as I said, promised to 6 nations. The vast majority, 90-some-odd% of it, was inappropriately leased and then sold to settlers, including Block 2 that is known as Kitchener today that we're on. Now, Enviro-Stewards knows this as well, and it's why they are committed to ensuring they pay a lease for the land that they are on. And one of the ways they go about trying to ensure that this is the case is they find organizations that are Indigenous-led in our community that are doing really great work, and they provide those funds to them. This year, they're providing those funds to Water First, an organization you're going to learn about in the first film tonight. They provide operating training and support for First Nations leaders to improve the quality of water on First Nation reserves in Ontario and in different parts of the country, which I think is a pretty nice fit given how much work they do for clean water in different parts of the world. When they think about reconciliation and truth, they're thinking about making sure I believe it's $1,000 going to Water First as part of their commitment to reconciliation, which I think is pretty great, and you can give that a round of applause. Now, you're in for a bit of a treat. By show of hands, who's been to IFF before in years past? Okay, some folks are back. And for whom is it your first time here? Right on. Well, it's a pretty special night. You're in, like I said, in for a real treat. There'll be 8 different films over the course of the night, a live performance from Juno-nominated singer Tizzy, and of course, with an interview towards the end of the evening with Matthew Laguya. Now, for those of you who are here at the first film festival, you'll remember Matthew and his story. He's a South Sudanese refugee who brought safe water to Ugandan communities hosting refugees. For my part, in my time as an MP, one of the special things we can do is support people who are looking to find their way through federal government services. One of those is immigration services, and we worked with Bruce and his team to make sure the visitor visa for Matthew came through. So high five for making sure Matthew's here. We're thrilled that he's here today. Yeah, you can give that a round of applause too. That's okay. I'll be here just for this first part. I'm going to hand it over to someone named Kevin, who is been doing this for a number of years as well. He's going to guide you through the rest of the night. I get to queue up for you the first 3 films. Now, they're short films, so it's not going to take too long. The first film is Water First, and I believe Laura from Water First is here with us. Hey, right on. So this is Laura here. It's Kelsey's story that you are going to witness tonight. And Laura, you're staying throughout the night, so if folks want to know more about Water First, she's got her thumb up, so that's good news. I think it's so neat that when we get to take in some art, we can also connect with those who might know a bit more or are part of the creation of it. And so you can feel free to find Laura afterwards if you want to dig into learning more about Kelsey's story and about Water First. The second film is featuring Doug Jones. He's the person who submitted it. He's the chair of the Waterloo Region Community Garden Network. I saw Doug on my way in, so I know he's here. Doug, can you raise your hand? Doug's way in the back, right on. Can't see you, but I know you're there. And so if you wanted to learn more about the Community Garden Network and community gardens and urban harvesting in our community, Doug would be, I know, very glad to chat with you more about that. And the last film we're going to see is called Time for Action. It's a series of reflections on climate action in Waterloo Region, and it's produced by Better Creative and a good friend, Kai Reamer-Watts. I didn't see Kai yet tonight. Kai, if you're here, can you stand up and wave? He is somewhere back there, right on. Great. So if you wanted to learn more about local climate action, Kai is an amazing activist, producer, and just all-around good human being to connect with and learn from. And so those are the first three. You're going to get water first, then you're going to hear about community gardens, and then time for action. For my part, I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thanks so much, Bruce and Mats and Lloyd and the Enviro-Stewards team for putting this really meaningful night together, and I hope you all really enjoy it. Thank you.
Every weekend or anytime there was time off all year long, we're outside doing something growing up. It's just something I don't think I'd be able to ever live without. I didn't really know if I wanted to go to college after high school. It was a very stressful moment, but I decided to try it out. So I went to Cambridge College in 2019 for environmental technician. After that, my friend got me a job with surface mining. So we did a lot of safety and air quality in surface mining. I left because it's very dirty, there's a lot of chemicals, and I really don't want to be breathing that in. And it was somewhat environmental based, but I was mostly in like the safety management kind of area. So I did still want to continue my college diploma that I got to do environmental stuff. So then I was on the search for an environmental job, and I got lucky with being introduced with Water First, which has been really great. Everything that I'm learning with Water First, it's same exact thing as college, but more hands-on, which is really, really great. A year ago when we were first here, we were mostly learning about the water quality of how it is, how it looks, how healthy it is, what is inside of it. And then that carried on to water sampling to actually further identify what is in the water with sending lab samples and then getting our information back. After that, we have our data management on how to lay out our data information that we got into graphs and how to make it a little bit cleaner. It's nice to get to know all the other water interns because they're also dealing with a lot of other water issues that we are, like we're dealing with arsenic, invasive species. Everyone has their own designated project that they're very, very invested in. Without Water First, I wouldn't be really paying close attention to what is in our water and how much it affects everything around us, everywhere. I'm already stationed in the office at my community in Atikameksheng. I wasn't even done the internship yet. I think it was halfway through, and the junior land guardian job came up, and I'm managing both of them. For the land guardian, it's our job to make sure that the harvesting that we do is going to be healthy and clean for the community members. We are monitoring the depths and temperature of the lake, along with the just generic water quality measurements, the water temperature throughout the week, if it fluctuates, the dissolved oxygen in the water, how murky the water could be. If anything spikes too high, it could be an indication of something that we could further look into. With the Land Guardian program, I'm always thinking about the Water First internship to try to relate it to my work, or even if I notice something that's familiar that I've dealt with in the Water First program, it's kind of like a light bulb moment of like, oh, I know this, I've learned about this, and now I'm doing it. I love my experience with Water First. It's so much fun, everyone is great. I'm glad I'm learning everything I got to learn in college. It's very quick, but a lot of hands-on, and the people make it 10 times better and enjoyable to learn. I hope in the next 5 years I get somewhere involving more fish data, fish quality information, and fish stocking I'm really interested in. Hopefully for next year we could actually create and be able to spawn our own walleye and distribute them in different lakes that are kind of struggling a little bit. So hopefully that's the goal for next year. So something involving fish, so maybe my future generation, my kids could actually enjoy fishing and not work so hard to get a meal at the end of the day. Because I live off reserve, it's really great to connect with the community and actually fully be a part of it. I wouldn't necessarily know half the things that I know without working on the community, and it feels really great to give back and do the work. I hope to look back and say that I helped that lake be very resourceful for everyone fishing on it.
We're just a little ways west of Kitchener, about 9 kilometers from downtown Kitchener on a bus route. And I think this is a really good example of people feeling included, feeling a sense of belonging, and that sense of hope and their ability to contribute to their own well-being and the well-being of their families and their communities.
This garden is really important to most of families here because throughout the winter you can see that organic foods are really expensive, but if you grew your own food, that's the best part, right? Having a place to be able to choose what to garden, what to plant, and what is the best for your family is really wonderful.
We're coming from a community of farmers back home, and we reconvene here from Kenya, and I'm from Zimbabwe. So we're growing mainly crops like corn, beans, some vegetables, something that is almost similar to the staple food that we used to eat back home in Africa.
I garden here at Petersburg. I finally found somewhere where I can take as much space as I would like, because at that point I wanted to grow onions, corn, beans. In the small community garden, I could not do that.
The new Canadians coming in are a tremendous resource in terms of talent, ability, energies, desire to achieve, and that we have to be able to open the doors to those opportunities. Food is life, but also food is culture.
There's many other institutions in our urban centers that have access to land, and making this land available and inviting the system to resource projects that can invite participation on this land is a significant way that the Waterloo region could engage in this process, but in a listening way. These kind of model that we've sort of developed over the years is one that we've now been thinking about. How can this be replicated in unique ways to expand this opportunity, because we've seen what kind of impact it can have on people's lives. So I think it means having a different way of looking at land and sharing land, and I think that would require multiple voices around the table.
To take action at the community level, I think the most important thing is for people to start talking, having those personal conversations, and connect with your neighbors. Go out to community organizational meetings, find out what the opportunities are to reduce impacts. They're really practical ideas of how to set targets and achieve those climate impact reduction targets. It starts with people and people sharing information with people and taking the best ideas and making sure they spread. Certainly adapting to the changes is important, but also trying to slow the changes themselves are important. The more efforts we make to reduce the climate change impacts, the less adaptation we need to do.
We as Canadians, whether we're farmers or journalists or we have a responsibility to, in our own way, respond to this challenge. Part of your stewardship role is to treat the earth with respect. Each of us have things we can do in our own means, and I think that's the critical part. It has to be a group effort. It has to be a global effort. We can't say, oh well, it doesn't make any difference what we do. That's the statement that it's really concerns me, because we have to look at the global situation and do our part.
Thank you. Testing. Hello. My name is Kevin McKay, and I'm the co-founder of Kaleo Labs. We're a startup lab for folks and entrepreneurs and organizations that are starting social enterprises, both here in Canada and around the world. And then I also work with a small organization called World Vision Canada, and I manage the corporate partnership team with World Vision. It's such an honor to be here again. I guess I did an okay job. Bruce invited me back, so that's good. But I'm absolutely thrilled to be here. It's been really just a joy to watch Enviro-Stewards, the team, the organization, the company, get to know them and their hearts, and then see what they're doing with Safe Water Social Ventures. And so it's just been a joy to watch their journey over the years, and thrilled to see so many people here for the first time. And I hope you're catching it. I hope you're catching that the change makers that you're seeing in these films are all about bringing hope. They're about restoring dignity. They're about going to the marginalized. And so your participation here, eating that yummy food, maybe you're offering up prayers at times for these teams, or your financial resources, but just by being here, you're part of that hope story as well. And so I just love all of the movies we've already seen and the stories behind them, and we've got some super exciting ones the rest of the evening. Just a reminder, you are going to have an opportunity to vote on the films tonight, so just be thinking about that when you think of something that really resonates for you. Keep that in mind when the voting opens up a little bit later. I think, Mats, we're giving away $2 million for the gifts tonight, if I'm not mistaken. So make sure you get the QR code when that finally comes up. There was a little asterisk beside that, Bruce. It's okay. You don't have to get your lawyer out just yet. I get the privilege of introducing the next film, which is from Step Up Construction, based out of Winnipeg. And our little organization had the privilege of walking and working with them for over a year. And it's such a super inspiring story. You can actually bring profit, making money, together with social purpose. Some of you might remember, if you were here last year or watching online, you remember we actually did feature one of their movies last year. And this is a really cool part B, because now this organization is actually partnered with another for-profit organization. And so just imagine if we can come with the idea of blending profit and purpose. Profit isn't necessarily bad. It's what you do with it. Hey, Bruce? Yeah. So I am so thrilled to queue up this one from Step Up Construction, based out of Winnipeg, in their partnership with Peer Solutions. Enjoy.
The mission of Step Up Construction, just love it, is putting job-ready skills in the hands of men, ages 18 to 32 in the North End, with the focus of having men walk in their calling, being dads, fathers, uncles, husbands, really changing the trajectory of maybe what they've seen in the past and stepping into the call of being an integral man in the community.
We were bidding on a larger job and knew that we were going to have gaps on the labor side and knew that we needed to partner with someone. A friend of mine suggested talking to the folks at Step Up, and we bid it, we got it. The relationship fell in our lap, and it's meshed with our values, being very people focused and caring, whether that's clients or colleagues that we work shoulder to shoulder with. Relationships are really important to us.
A huge benefit to us partnering with Step Up is just the ability to take on a larger volume of work. We can bid on projects and have the comfort knowing that there is labor available, and they love to join us on these projects as well. So they've actually been able to hire more guys and get more people in-house, and as a result, we're able to take on larger projects, manage more work. So it's really a great partnership that works out for both of us.
Working for Peer financially has really been a boost, which allows us to train the new guys. So the guys are out making money that is actually funneled back into this community, into the families, and into like brand new guys that maybe can't even read a tape measure or have never been given an opportunity. And so that's the beauty of the partnership. Our guys are actually getting certification on their jobs. And so the guys are putting more tools in their tool belt for when they're not with us, because our hope is that they would get spurred on to the next position, whether it be with Peer or another company that is partnering with us.
These guys show up with a positive attitude. Often there's fist bumps in the morning. Everyone jokes around, has a good time. It's a really kind of great experience. And they know what work needs to be done, and they come motivated, they work hard. Felt like we've developed a strong bond with them, and I feel like close and have a personal relationship with them. Like a lot of them feel like friends to me.
Everyone's real close, and like some of we become friends. It's not just to work, right? Like that's very positive. And also like whenever you don't know something and you ask them, it's not a big deal, right? They'll let you know. Like I've worked at places where when you ask stuff, it's like a hassle for people to have to teach you, but they're really understanding that we are coming in with many skills, so they're showing us how to do a lot of things. Being out in the cold, being out in the heat, working with power tools all day, hunched over. It's real physical, hard labor. But it's good though, it's fulfilling. Yeah, I like doing that. Just because a lot of people where I come from wouldn't have the ability to go work at places like that and learn those kinds of skills. Like, it's really hard to find meaningful labor around here. It connects me with a lot of people from my area too, and I would have never known. So we all have the same kind of mindset and goals. Just being able to say I've helped build bridges, like I don't know anyone else personally besides here that can say that, right? So that's something I've never done before, and I would never had the chance to do without Step Up and Peers.
It's hard work when you go to work with Peer Solutions, but it feels good because when we work for Peer Solutions, we are expected and we get to strive for excellence in those jobs. The experience is definitely worth it. We're doing a bunch of courses for this upcoming job, so these courses that we're doing could translate into a bigger job in the future. Yeah, and the pay is great. I mean, people are so scared to say, "Oh, I do it for the money."
For our guys, they're not just working on a bridge anymore, they're helping someone. It's provided a deeper meaning to work, deeper purpose. The staff at Step Up, they do an outstanding job of mentoring and coaching, put in a lot of heavy lifting to make sure that the guys that go out into the field are job ready. I think the more people that join us, encouraging people that are looking for a chance, yeah, go for it.
One of the things I get on resumes is, hey, I need a chance. Or I want to provide for my family. I want to pay my grandmother's rent. That's why you're partnering with Step Up Construction. We serve about 85, 93% Indigenous guys in our crew, and to see them transform the 20 square miles of the North End at one family at a time is reason enough to partner with Step Up Construction, because the potential in the North End and with these guys is so incredible. Daily, I'm amazed and blessed to be part of what's going on here.
Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you came. And I hope you've been encouraged by the film so far. And for the next film, I'm going to invite up Opportunity International. And with the Safe Water projects, I don't know if you have a slide there or not. Yeah, so the bottleneck of our process. So the Safe Water has been going for about 21 years. And as you may know, we teach people to build water purifiers using local materials. And it's a really good investment for the local people, because when we do the market assessments, they're spending about $40 a year just on medicine. This thing lasts 25 years, costs $100 US, so it's going to save $1,000 for a family, poorest of the poor people on the planet. And so, but the bottleneck is twofold. One is these corporate sponsorships. So $100 is a big hurdle if you only make $1 a day. So to reduce that, we offer these $60 US sponsorships. But we also need a microfinance partner, and so we're really excited to welcome Opportunity International as well. Do you have another slide there, Lloyd? Yeah, so this is just where it goes if you want. So this, from a customer perspective, they're going to come up with $10 to start, and they're going to borrow 30. That they're going to pay back to a microfinance organization. When they're done doing that, they now have a credit rating. They now have a bank account. They can now use that for other things like agricultural loans, these kinds of things. And so that's kind of the way to bridge the thing. And then the $60 US that comes from kind of these sponsorships. If you go to the next one, if you don't mind. So if you were to donate, this is where it would go. $60 US would take us $85 to generate that for this discount. And the rest would go into training, mentoring, and verification of the biofilter kind of thing. So that's where it would go if you chose to. And that's kind of to generate these discounts for people. And one way we do that is this cup for cup. And you may see a film at the end of it. But I want to welcome Dave Eagle up to introduce the next film, which is a microfinance story from Central America.
First of all, I'll thank Bruce and Enviro-Stewards for hosting this event. It's just amazing to have such great social enterprises come together and socialize and encourage each other with all these great activities and outcomes we're all striving for. So I'm Dave Eagle. I'm from Opportunity International Canada. And Opportunity International Canada is a nonprofit charitable organization focused on international development. And so what that means is we help lift people out of poverty. And we do that by focusing on the least fortunate and most vulnerable populations in the world. We work in developing countries in Latin America, in the Caribbean, in Africa, and South Asia. And we do that by developing programs to help lift people out of poverty. A lot of times, poverty is very multidimensional, it's very complex. And so we have programs that help improve access to education, help farmers, agriculture is a big component, help farmers become more entrepreneurial, help them with health outcomes as well. And as Bruce said, a lot of the challenge with working in these areas and helping people out of poverty is access to finance. So giving people just a little bit of help, a little bit of a loan or savings product that's targeted towards them that can help bridge that gap, get them a little bit more resources, a little bit more training to help lift them out of poverty. And so the story you're going to hear today, there's quite a few examples of that. So we could have a little bit of a loan to help a smallholder farmer get access to new seed or training to educate them on financial literacy or new farming techniques, or something like a water filter. Like if you have a little bit of a loan, as Bruce said, to help get a water filter that improves health outcomes, which also helps to lift them out of poverty. The story you're going to hear today is about one of our clients in Dominican Republic. And what I like about this story and some of what we're hoping to achieve is sustainability. And so we're not just looking to help one person out of poverty, we're looking to help a generational shift. So helping people educate their children, provide business opportunities, income that helps lift the entire family out of poverty. So hope you enjoy the film. Thank you very much.
Mi nombre es Madeline Núñez. Esta es mi madre, Bérgica, la socia principal del negocio. Mi negocio se llama DNC Comercial. Es el abreviado de mi nombre. La idea del negocio comenzó con mi madre, motivándome a un grupo de ahorro que había en el barrio. Entonces ahí recibíamos charlas de cómo ahorrar, los métodos de cómo hacerlo. Y de ahí me surgió la idea de ponerme a negociar.
Mujeres Emprendedoras, que se llama nuestro grupo, que fue por medio de Coaspire, aprendimos lo que era el ahorrar. Sabe que cuando la persona no tiene una meta, consigue el dinero, lo gasta en esto, no piensa en el mañana, sino que piensa simplemente en el día a día. Pero nosotros aprendimos que ahorrando se podía obtener algo más, se podía alcanzar metas. Antes de estar aquí en el negocio, yo no estaba trabajando. Yo misma, en mi casa al principio, yo no tenía en qué sentarme. En mi casa yo tengo 10 niños, yo tenía una sola cama. Dios me permitió ese proceso, pero hubo la motivación de pensar, no me voy a quedar abajo, yo voy a superar, yo voy a echar para adelante, yo voy a ayudar a que mis hijos se capaciten. Porque de verdad, si se fuera a contar la historia, ella sabe que hay historias que podrían hacer llorar a las personas, pero que ahora nosotros nos damos cuenta que sí se puede echar hacia adelante, se puede cambiar el medio de vida, se puede cambiar la situación.
Comencé con 3 abanicos, o sea, tomé un préstamo de 10,000 en la cooperativa. Y ahí comencé con 3 abanicos, luego fui invirtiendo la ganancia y aquí les presento mi negocio. O sea, mi situación anterior, antes de comenzar todo esto, o sea, era una situación normal. O sea, vivir el día a día, sin aspiración a nada. Y de ahí surgió del grupo y de las charlas, surgió el deseo de superación. A pesar de todo esto, ya nosotros tenemos un local propio.
Vine a ser socia de mi hija, a trabajar aquí con ella y hemos visto, vamos a poner un cambio en nuestra vida. Un cambio para mí, un cambio para ella. En Dios se puede. Hemos visto, hay un cambio. Ya hay un cambio de vida para nosotros, para nuestra familia. Hay otros ideales, hay otros planes, no simplemente estar alquilada, sino tener este negocio y tener el otro donde está el local, donde la familia se puede integrar.
Mi expectativa para el futuro es tener un local más grande, que toda mi familia pueda trabajar conmigo y brindar un mejor futuro para mis hijas. Son 4. Sí, entonces esa es mi expectativa. Y yo sé que no es fácil, pero lo vamos a lograr. Me está costando mucho trabajo. Entonces me gustaría que ella lo sigan en el futuro, que sean unas grandes empresarias. En este proceso yo me siento muy agradecida de estar trabajando con mi madre, porque realmente sin ella esto no estaría. Yo admiro de mi madre la fe. Ella tiene mucha fe, mucho deseo de crecer, perseverancia. Ajá. Le doy primeramente gracias a Dios, luego al grupo de ahorro y de Aspire, porque sin ellos nada de esto sería posible. Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Dave. What a great film that was, and a great program. If you don't know about Opportunity International, they are an amazing Canadian story. Go and chat with Dave. and find out a little bit more about what they do. Sometimes we'll talk about teaching people to fish, and microfinance is one of the most powerful programs in the developing context. And sometimes I like to say, maybe Dave will agree, we're teaching people to fish, or we're teaching them maybe to start fishing companies. How about that? And there's 3 generations impacted in that story. Did you catch that? And the dignity and the joy and the smiles and the emotions that come with being able to provide for your family is amazing. So thank you, Dave, and Opportunity International. I'm going to invite Bruce to come up. And there, we did see some hand raises for the other organizations that have movies here. And again, just an encouragement, get with them, find out a little bit more about the vision behind their organizations and what they're doing. And if they're filmmakers and you're a filmmaker yourself, maybe you can get with them and talk about how they created their films. And maybe your film will be submitted, your short film will be submitted next year. That would be amazing. So Bruce, I think sometimes we can't make these things happen without sponsors and partners. And I think this is a real great opportunity to introduce some of your partners and maybe just share a little bit about them. I know some of them are here tonight. They've made the long, long drive in because they love you and they love the team.
Yeah. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, and so one of the interesting things, so this is the 4th film festival, and so these are silver level sponsors, but one of the interesting things is, you know, we can personally get involved, so say like my own family, we help one family a year kind of thing, but corporately, can we access either the philanthropy budget or the marketing budget? And so Film Festival is actually an interesting opportunity for the philanthropy one, where different corporations have these budgets available for sponsoring different events. And so these are some of the ones that have been partnering with us, which is wonderful. So Alert Labs makes like leak detectors and flow measurement equipment that we use ourselves on jobs. Flipside is a marketing firm that we hired to develop the logo for the Cup for Cup program, and even Enviro-Stewards' new logo when we changed it, kind of thing. They're a B Corp out in British Columbia. Christie Digital is on this projector that's showing right now. And Phil Taylor's here. He came with me to South Sudan a long time ago. I'm not sure when it was. Thank you so much, Christie Digital. Conestoga Meat Packers right here in Breslau. We're doing work with them on water and energy, and they've generously sponsored again this year, which is wonderful. Southbrook Winery is an organic winery down in Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario, and they're part of the Cup for Cup, which I'll show you. Smart Watering Systems, a longtime partner. They do irrigation systems in Milton. And so I want to really thank these people because, you know, collectively, just multiply that by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 8. You know, 50 families have safe water for 25 years just because of that, right? Are also doing the next ones too? Yep. So the next level up. So Leader Lighting, this is their 2nd year, which is fabulous. Thank you very much. And so Leader Lighting we use quite often when we have a job and we have to replace the lighting somewhere with LED lighting or something like that. And so they're a contractor that does that, but they've generously helped, again this year, 50 families, right? Is that right? Yeah. 43. 43 families each. So there's another 43 families. Here's another 43. Mark Angelo, we're going to go visit them tomorrow morning out in Toronto. It's a meat packing plant. They make the little skewers that you might see in the supermarkets. And they've generously helped 3 years in a row now. So that's, you know, over 143 families now. And so really thankful to that. Is there another one? Yeah. Next level up is an impact sponsor. And so Grosh is here. Hilmi's here. He's come with me a couple times to Uganda and South Sudan. Very long-term, valuable, close partner. And every time they sell a product, and we're actually going to give some away. Well, we can do 2 now, actually. So you want to do a draw? So these are products from Grosh. And so for the draw, what we'd like to do is every time they sell a product, they give somebody 50 days of water. And so they have a 5-year contract with us to help, because 5 years is much better than 1 year, especially for Matthew for wages and that kind of thing. So if you want to find your ticket, okay, what do you got there?
We have 4330565.
It's all dark out there. I don't know if anybody can see it.
So again, the last 3 digits are 565.
Tell me one. They know where to get them? Okay, all right, we'll do another one.
All right, you get another chance. Last 5 digits are 595.
Oh, we got somebody.
It's my parents.
That's your parents. That's Matt's parents. It's all rigged, isn't it?
I think that's 2 years in a row.
You can give her the pink one.
Great.
Okay,
And draw one more?
draw one more, yep.
Last 5 digits ending in 566. Tell me it's
Another
not
grocery employee? Wow.
I think they're all the same. Last 3 digits ending 608.
Oh, all right. Thank you. So we'll have some more draws later on, but thank you very much. So where were we? Oh, yeah. There's also one anonymous donor who's also an impact partner who's helped 100 families as well. So thank you very much.
Big round of applause for our partners, our sponsors, and they're kind of paying it forward. If your company is moved and inspired and you want to become part of what Safe Water Social Ventures has been doing all these years, please get with one of the gang here. We would love to have you come on board. And it was funny because when I came and we're talking about all these prizes that we were giving away, Bruce said, none of the staff, none of the partners, nor the MC can win. And I think, was it your mom that just won a gift? Something's up, folks. So, anywho, back to short films. Okay. And the funny thing is, that wasn't even scripted. That was just, God love Bruce, the entrepreneur coming up. He's just going to do it his way, hey? So, big round of applause for Bruce and just everything you pour into everything, Bruce. Yeah. Amen. All right, back to short films. This next one is called The Education That Ends Poverty. And it's rural Ecuador. And it's submitted by Grayson Hardman. Is Grayson here tonight? Did he show up? Is he here? No hands up? Okay, too bad. We would have gotten a little bit more insight from the filmmaker himself. This is focused on training local youth and students to develop businesses and entrepreneurial skills for impact. Enjoy.
How can a family live with $300 or $400 a month? Practically, it's impossible anywhere, not only in South America, but anywhere.
Aquí es una institución pública privada la cual ayuda a los niños de las montañas. La mayoría de ellos viven en los campos, es de los pueblos quichuas, indígenas, netamente dedicado a lo que es a la agricultura, a la ganadería. Salen a las 4 de la mañana de sus hogares, primero realizan sus tareas para posterior venir caminando como por 1, 2, 3 horas o hasta incluso otros están de aquí más o menos a 15 kilómetros, 20 kilómetros de distancia, donde ellos tienen que salir a la carretera esperanzados a que puedan traerles un camión, lo que es una volqueta, ¿no? Entonces, eso es lo que vamos a aprender a hacer ahorita, ¿sí? En un año, ¿cuánto voy a vender? En mi visión, en mis metas, en mis sueños, en las cuales he decidido también poder compartir, ya que el programa de Interweb Solution se trata de eso, de poder enseñar, compartir, ayudar, servir a otras personas, a otros jóvenes.
When I was in high school, I took the Interweb Business School course. I didn't have anything here in my bank account. I had to pay for the electricity in my house, in my parents' house, and I didn't have anything.
Aprender sobre gestión, sobre negocios o cómo vender sus negocios, realmente les abre la mente para que ellos puedan preocuparse por sus comunidades, puedan preocuparse por su familia.
Many of them have faced a lot of difficult situations in order to start their business, but they have done it. They went through this and they finally did it.
Many people, they asked me if I could teach them English. So I started my own business teaching English classes at night. We started from and the basic one, 3 months, and after that the other 3 months, and I like it.
Que no se dediquen o pensar de que tienen que ir a las ciudades grandes y vivir ahí y dejar o abandonar a sus padres, a sus comunidades. Motivarles que ellos sí pueden hacer negocios, que sí pueden emprender un gran negocio, una gran idea.
I've seen many people, as we say, going from poverty to prosperity. I've seen many people doing that. If you have your own business, it improves the quality of life for your family and for yourself. So that I think the impact is going to be very positive for these people, because these people really need something or this knowledge to start their business.
Bienvenidos a este evento, a esta ceremonia de graduación.
Ustedes vienen de lugares cerca o lejos de aquí de Saminay, lugares en los cuales no hay oportunidades, pero la belleza de ser emprendedor es que ustedes pueden ser los líderes que crean esas oportunidades para aquellos que vienen por detrás.
Personalmente me encanta lo que es la mentoría. Es hermoso poder ayudarles, ver a los jóvenes. A veces no tienen metas, no saben qué es una meta, no saben qué es soñar, no saben qué es pensar en grande, no saben cómo es dar la felicidad a una mamá, a un padre, no saben realmente. Entonces en eso se trabaja, con el fin de que ellos mismos tengan metas, visiones, y les dé esperanza a todos quienes les rodean, hasta un mismo profesor.
Mientras miramos al futuro, sabemos que no vamos solos. Vamos con todo lo que hemos vivido aquí, con el respaldo de quienes nos apoyaron y con la certeza de que somos capaces de lograr grandes cosas.
All of us, we believe that we have purposes in life, no? That's my belief, of course. Sometimes God puts you in where you're supposed to be to help people. I have felt that I have a mission. I'm convinced that God is letting me do this for something, no? And this something is helping others.
Love that. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. I love it. Okay. Is Julia here? Where is Julia? Come on up. Here she comes. She's looking very athletic, getting us ready to go. But first, Julia, great to meet you. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm really excited about this next short film. And, well, I think you're going to just talk about it a little bit, and you're going to walk us through some stuff. I've known about Barefoot College for many, many years. And if you don't know about Barefoot College, I think it's just an amazing gem of a story. Super innovative with this grand, crazy idea. But you're going to talk about solar mamas. And as I understand, I heard that before you even started at Enviro-Stewards, you volunteered with Solar Mamas. Yes. Okay, so you are not going to be disappointed by this story. Over to you.
Thank you. Yeah, actually, the 2 months that I spent at Barefoot College volunteering in the Solar Mama workshop in Tilonia, Rajasthan, India, was my first time outside of North America. So yeah, going alone to India definitely nearly gave my parents a heart attack, but it was great. And like the experience there, learning from this program, this college, and all these inspiring women making a difference really watered the seed that had been planted by a greenhouse at the University of Waterloo in my passion for social entrepreneurship. Shout out to Greenhouse, they have a bunch of students here tonight. Give a holler. So here you'll see me freshly arrived at Barefoot College, and with me here are a lot of the solar mamas. So basically the concept of Barefoot College is to elevate the traditional knowledge that is held in villages. So for example, the title barefoot, when they use it, you don't have to necessarily not be wearing shoes, but a barefoot architect, for example, might not know how to read or write, has never been to formal school, but knows the traditional ways of how to build a cement house so that it stays up, it keeps the rain out, it keeps you cool in Rajasthani summers. And they actually had a barefoot architect design and build their whole campus in Rajasthan. So the Solar Mamas are the name of graduates from their solar education training program that has been running for over 50 years. And initially they would train any gender, but what they found was a lot of their male students were under intense pressure to leave their village, go to the city to use the solar skills that they learned in this program, which we'll talk about in a minute, to get a higher income and provide that money to their family. Whereas women, particularly mothers and grandmothers, were so firmly rooted in their own communities that then this investment in solar education in communities, they targeted villages around the world, any continent that doesn't have electric access yet. So by making this training exclusive to women, mothers, and grandmothers, the impact really stayed in those communities, and then they were able to continue training other people and uplift their community electrically as well as socially. So the cohort that I was with, some of these are master trainers, and you'll hear from Leela Ji there. She's one of the master trainers, but then some of these other women with the baby there are the trainees for this term, and I was there in 2022, right when the world was opening back up from COVID. So I was their first international volunteer in a few years, and while they normally take like 3 women from Sudan and 2 from Colombia and 3 from Fiji and have a mixed cohort, this term they had all women from this rural area of Rajasthan, but they only selected women from the lowest caste. So all of these trainees were previously considered untouchable by their community and were doing work like sanitation work, unclogging toilets with their hands, and often being stiffed by their communities who they were doing this work for. Or if they were persistent, maybe paid in a few rotis, a few pieces of bread. So this is a big opportunity to be able to upskill. And then with the training that these women come home with, the term that Barefoot College uses is you leave a grandmother and come back a tigress. Just the empowerment that comes with that, and the social change of then your community member who may have previously looked down on you for the last name that you were born with, now has to be humbled and say, hey, I would really like a solar lantern in my house so my kid can study at night without burning a kerosene lamp and inhaling all that smoke. That humility comes with the education of the program. So if you go to the next slide. Eventually, the Solar Mamas got me out of my athletic Canadian clothing that I thought would be great in the Rajasthani desert heat. It was not. It was so swampy, and they made me some cotton traditional Rajasthani clothes. And then I was able to go on tours of the countryside. Especially, you can see here, one of the young women has a veil over her face. That's traditional for being in the presence of in-laws. And so I was able to fully veil myself and be anonymous in rural India, which normally is a little bit difficult for me. And I got to see some of their homes, of where they came from, and just understand a bit of this social context. So here, this is, I think, 3 generations of family live here. They have 2 homes, this brick one and this plaster one in the background. And so after spending 2 months every day in the solar workshop with some of these girls, who I also didn't share a language with, getting to see where they came from and sharing part of their lives, meeting their cows, was such a wonderful experience. So the next slide, I think we have a little video clip. We couldn't show you the whole short film from this organization.
आप जानते हैं, इंडिया के कई विलेजेस में आज भी पूरी तरह इलेक्ट्रिसिटी नहीं पहुंची है। वहीं ईयर 2000 में शुरू हुआ ये जबरदस्त प्रोजेक्ट सोलर मामाज अब तक 96 कंट्रीज की 1700 से ज्यादा औरतों को ट्रेनिंग देकर करीब 1400 विलेजेस तक सोलर एनर्जी पहुंचा चुका है।
This model has been accepted at the United Nations level, at the UNDP level.
30-second clips because it's hosted on YouTube for copyright purposes. But when you go home, you can watch the full 5-minute little documentary. So this little clip shows the solar workshop. So this is where we would go every day, and the concept of weekends wasn't a thing here, but they have enough festivals and holidays that we get a day off pretty frequently. So you can see every student has a soldering iron. This textbook is all visual based. Because they typically have cohorts of women who don't share a language, the first thing that they do is create a sign language to communicate together. You can see the color code up in the corner. If you're familiar with electronics, that's the resistor color code. That's one of the first things that they learn. You learn, well, actually, Leela ji will tell you a bit about their curriculum in the next video clip coming up. But yeah, I sat in this workshop with these women every day. They start the day with a universal prayer, talking about like how we are all connected and situating ourselves in gratitude for the day, and then learn the basics of how to build a circuit, how to troubleshoot 3 key circuits. And you'll see these in the next clip of solar lanterns, home lighting systems. And then one that isn't in the clip, but they also learn, is how to build a solar workshop, so that when you get home, you can start making these things and training other people. So we can go to the next slide.
कंपोनेंट होते हैं, उनका नाम हम याद करवाते हैं पहले। उसके बाद में हम कलर कोड के माध्यम से उनको कलर कोड याद करवाते हैं। फिर उसके बाद में हमने कंपोनेंट लगवाना सिखवाते हैं। उसके बाद में 1 महीना तक 7-8 सर्किट हम ऐसे ही बनवाते हैं। 3-4 महीने के बाद में हम इनको टेस्टिंग करना बताते हैं, और 6 महीने में हम को RUW का कनेक्शन करना सिखाते हैं। पूरा कंप्लीट ट्रेनिंग हो जाती है उनकी।
So it's a very practical education. You learn what you need to know to get these things built and in a home, and how to fix them when it goes wrong. And with this level of education is enough to empower community and get these solar products available. So on the left, you can see a small panel, and then like increasing in size, you can install these. There's training on how to install them on a roof, how to angle them right, and they each support 2 home lights up to 5 home lights. And then over here are the solar lanterns. So same sort of thing, but portable. And yeah, these are the main programs or products that the solar mamas learn how to make. Then included in the program is also entrepreneurial training, and learning about that and seeing how effective it has been in sustaining impact over the past 50 years of this program was one thing that I was looking for after I graduated from University of Waterloo in 2023, what I wanted to do for full-time work. And that's what led me to Enviro-Stewards, to be able to pair engineering work, social impact work, and social entrepreneurship. I think that is it. Do we have another slide? That's it. Well, thank you for listening to the story. And now that I've told you about that film, which you can look up, History TV Solar Mamas Barefoot College on YouTube, you'll be able to watch this. Now I'm going to lead you through an exercise break. So everyone please stand up. This is something that we do in the office often, just to shake things out in the afternoon. So first thing I'm gonna have you do is look around, see who you're close to. Your goal is not to hit them. No punching. So we're gonna start just like with a swivel of your spine. Shake things up. Bend forward. And stretch out your back. And then straighten up and reach the sky. And then stomps. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then hops and shake out your arms. I hope the stage supports me. Okay. Moving very often is great to circulate your blood and your lymph, which is the other essential fluid in your body that a lot of people forget about. But your lymphatic system only circulates like at 30% capacity when seated, and the rest is done by muscle contractions. So it clears waste products out of your cells. So if you want to feel fresh, just move a lot. Woo! Hope you're feeling energized. You can sit down.
Thank you so much. All right, big round of applause for Julia. Come on. Amazing. Way to go, Julia. I didn't understand any of the words she said right at the end there, so I'll have to get Chippy Chat going on that. But just an amazing story, and thank you for sharing your lived experiences, and I thought you did a great job. Barefoot College has been just so inspirational. Imagine inviting people with no education. Imagine what that does for the restoration of dignity and empowerment and hope. Themes I hope you've been seeing throughout a lot of these movies, these short films. And even last year, Bruce, I think we had a company that hired people with just their name on a list. Do you remember that one? They didn't even ask for a resume. How many companies here would not ask for a resume? Okay, there's one person back there, okay. So thanks very much, Julia. That was really inspiring. Please get with her afterwards and ask her a little bit more about the cultures that she got to interface with and interact with, as well as that amazing story. So thank you so much. Super inspirational. Thanks, Julia. All right. We're going to do some other draws after, hey? Okay, after this. All right, we've got another great short film here. It's called Get Paper Industry. This is based in Nepal. How many people have been to Nepal? Hands up. Okay, a few. I've been there 3 times, and it is absolutely amazing. And so to see something like this innovative organization is just super, super cool. It's a fair trade partner, and they've partnered with a B corporation named Body Shop, which I think some of you may know. And here's one of the really cool quotes that was submitted by the organization. I hope you can catch the spirit of this. So this is from Get Paper Industry. We believe business is a tool to support marginalized people and support vulnerable environments. With the participation of people working at the organization together with the community where the organization works. So you can combine that profit, you can combine purpose in a dramatic way contextually that helps community rise. I hope you enjoy this one.
Namaste, I'm Milan Bhattarai. I started Get Paper industry back in 1986. Get Paper is a community fair trade partner of the Body Shop, and the basic value is to create jobs for the marginalized communities. Our operation helps the community in terms of education, health, environmental activities, and anti-trafficking programs. We have been able to train them to make the traditional handmade paper, which you can turn into the paper boxes and the bag for the Body Shop.
I'm Rita Karki. I'm production manager of the Get Paper Industries. I have been here in last 13 years. नेपाल चाहिँ हाते कागजमा पहिलेदेखि हाते कागज बनाउने परम्परागत रूपमा बनाएको हो अनि त्यही हाते कागजको जुन नेपालले बनाएकोलाई चाहिँ जीपीआईले त्यसलाई नै फलो गरेर अनि अहिले चाहिँ त्यस प्रोडक्ट बनाएर उनले चाहिँ युज गरेको हो हामीले चाहिँ बडी सबलाई मेनली चाहिँ ब्याग बनाउँछौँ बक्स बनाउँछौँ त्यो अब सबै प्रोसेसको चाहिँ मैले मोनिटर गर्छु हामीले चाहिँ यो कपडालाई चाहिँ गार्मेन्ट वेस्टहरु ल्याएर चाहिँ जस कागज बनाउन युज गर्छौं नत्र चाहिँ यो गार्मेन्ट वेस्टहरुले चाहिँ फालेर वातावरण प्रदूषण गरे त्यसलाई चाहिँ हामीले रियुज गरेर चाहिँ कागज बनाउँछौं त्यो हामीले काटेको कटनलाई चाहिँ ल्याएर मिक्स गर्छौं पानीसँग मात्र मिक्स गरेर कुनै केमिकल नहालिकन कागज बनाउँछौं अनि त्यसपछि अर्को प्रोसेसमा चाहिँ लैजान्छौं त्यसपछि चाहिँ हाम्रो बहिनीहरुले चाहिँ त्यो ट्रेडिसनल मेथड युज गरेर चाहिँ कागज चाहिँ यसरी बनाउनुहुन्छ
मेरो नाम जुनिता बुढा मगर अनि म चाहिँ अफिसमा 4 वर्षदेखि काम गरिरहेको छु अनि बट्टु बनाउँदा चाहिँ एकदम खुसी लाग्छ अहिले किनभने मैले त्यो अफिसमा कागज बनाउन चाहिँ म आफैले पहिलोपल्ट यहाँ सिकेको अरु कुनै ठाउँ गराएको हैन काम मलाई रमाइलो लाग्छ सर काम चाहिँ अब काम गर्दै गर्दाखेरि एउटा काम पनि हामीले सिक्यो यो चाहिँ आज गएर म चाहिँ कति सिक्छु अब यसलाई चाहिँ अझै राम्रो बनाउन पाए हुन्थ्यो हुन्छ भोलि पनि आज चाहिँ मैले कसरी यसलाई राम्रो बनाउने त्यो नै हुन्छ के मलाई ध्यान आज भोलि चाहिँ मलाई त्यही नै पानी आउन दिन चाहिँ मलाई यति पिर लाग्छ के पानी नआए नि हुन्थ्यो हुन्छ के
हामीले चाहिँ त्यो हाते कागज बनाएको कागजलाई चाहिँ सूर्यमा नै सुकाएर नेचुरली ड्राइङ गर्छौं हाम्रो चाहिँ सबै प्रोसेस भएपछि अन्तिमको चरणमा चाहिँ जुन सामान बन्छ नि त्यो चाहिँ हातैबाट बन्छ अनि यहाँ चाहिँ फाइनल प्रोडक्ट रेडी हुन्छ
नमस्ते मेरो नाम इन्दिरा अधिकारी म 2 साल भयो कम्पनीमा काम गरे अब त्यहाँ जति पनि दिदीबहिनीहरु कम्पनीमा काम गर्नुहुन्छ अब हामी अब त्यहाँ पढाउनेहरुलाई त ठिकै छ हैन अब हामीले त अब नजिकै सुविधा भएकोले त्यही काम गरेर अनि त्यही स्कुलमा अब पढाइरहेछौं
So we started supporting the girls to go to school and then we realized that there must be school nearby area so the producers children and other community people can send their daughter to school. With that idea, when we talked to the community people, we established Anita Milan School for the children. It's a bit embarrassing because I didn't want to put my name in that school, but the community people are really forcing for it. And now the school has become Anita Milan International School.
यो कम्पनीमा जति पनि हामी काम गर्ने दिदीबहिनी महिला दिदीबहिनीहरु छौं अब बच्चाहरु ल्याउने लाने सँगै ल्याउने लाने पनि हुन्छ अब छुट्ने बेला पनि अब सबै जना नै मिलेर अब आफूले नभ्याउँदा अर्को साथीले गरेर पनि बच्चाहरु स्कुलबाट ल्याइरा हुन्छ
Hello, it's me Sumana Century. I'm teacher at Anita Milan International Academy. In our community, there are mostly boys for further study, and Borisov has been supporting through GPI for the educations of the daughters in the school, supporting those girls who can't able to get the educations for their further future. Among them, I'm also one. I study here, and now I am teacher in this school. I think I was a good student.
The water stored in the overhead tank has which university?
When I was a child, my mother was working in GPI and she has been supporting for my education from the childhood through working there.
छोरी ज्ञानी नै थियो बच्चा बेलामा सानोदेखि बुझ्ने नै थियो सबै दुःखहरू बुझ्ने भएर राम्रै पढिरहेको सहयोग पनि छ सबैजनाको मेरो छोरीले गरेको कामहरूप्रति चाहिँ मलाई एकदमै गर्व छ
यहाँ चाहिँ अब गेट पेपरमा काम गर्दा चाहिँ जस अब के अरे अफिस टाइपको चाहिँ छैन क्या त्यो चाहिँ मलाई त्यही भएर नि म यति वर्ष यहाँ टिकेँ जस्तो लाग्छ क्या
Despite their different cultural practices, when they come in and work together, they become one family. So today is a very special day for us. This year, all of our producers are together to plant 2,000 trees. For me personally, tree plantation is a very exciting moment. I was born in Nepal and saw the trees around, and there is a lot of enthusiasm to do this tree plantation. It is such an honor for us to have the marginalized women who have never been to school, and women become so skillful to make paper from hand to the global standards, which is admired by the consumers.
Love those smiles. What an inspirational story. Thank you for that one. Okay, we're going to take a little break, and I'm going to invite my good friend Mats to come on up. Mats and the Magic Bowl. All right, get your tickets out. If you're a Grolsch employee, a family member of Mats, 16 Grolsch people just left the building. Oh, you did? Okay, I think that's in breach of the fine print there, Mats. All right, so we've got a few prizes here. What do you want to start with, the cowbell?
Yeah.
All right, so we've got 4 cowbell prizes. Should we announce that they're physically not here? Yeah, sure. So one little glitch, we don't have the physical prizes with us, but we promise Mats is good for them, or his mom will give her prize back. Okay, so here's our first Cowbell Brewery prize. Thank you so much to the great folks at Cowbell. This is a T-shirt.
Awesome. The number ends in 610.
All right. We'll grab your ticket and name. Is that how we're going to do that? Okay. We're going to grab your ticket and name. Thank you very much. The next gift is a Cowbell Brewery cap. Who doesn't need a good cap?
594. All right.
Your mom again? What the heck? All right, maybe that wasn't your mom. All right, and the third gift from Cowbell Brewery is a $100 gift certificate. Woo, your mom liked that one.
We have 654.
Oh, wow. Right down here. Okay. Congratulations. Now, this one sounds really cool. Again, this is the last one from Cowbell Brewery. 2 VIP guided tour passes.
Very nice.
Are you and I eligible?
567.
5, 6, 7. You have to be here, and you have to get it. You have to come down here in 10 seconds, or Mats and I get that prize. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. You're way too slow. Wonderful. Okay, maybe he did qualify. What do we have next?
We have 2 textbooks. We have 2 textbooks written by Bruce.
2 textbooks written by Bruce. He said he's going to sign them personally to the winners. And what's the story behind the money behind the books?
All the proceeds from the textbook go to the Safe Water Social Ventures.
Oh, come on, Bruce. Give it a rest already, will you? Of course they do. All right. This is so good. It is a really great book, and I particularly love the chapter about purpose in business and sustainability. I guess is pretty good, too. 2 prizes.
So one book will be 562.
Okay, we got a winner. Wonderful. And
second one? Yep. And the second book will be 628.
628. I love it when the winners are in the house. Okay. Are we giving anything else away?
What else can we give?
I really like these sweaters. Like, have you guys checked out these sweaters? They are so nice. And I think that one would fit me. I don't think we're giving those away. Thanks, Mats. That was wonderful. Good fun. Thank you, brother. Great gifts. Let's hear it for Grolsch, Cowbell Brewery, and our very own Safe Water Social Ventures for those wonderful gifts. Thank you so much. Thanks to the team at Grolsch. We love you guys. All right, we have a very special friend all the way from Uganda. And I think Bruce, once he's done signing his autographs, and he's always in demand, this Bruce guy. We're going to invite Bruce and our special friend Matthew. Come on up, and we're gonna have a special time together. Bruce is still signing autographs. Matthew, you come on up then. You're better looking anyway. Big round of applause for Matthew, all the way from Uganda, the man of the hour. I'm going to turn it over to Bruce and Matthew, and you guys can share a little bit of what's happening in the next movie. Over to you guys.
Thank you, Kevin. So each year, the film that we shoot ourselves, we just do a short film, and because it's a short film, that's why we were able to feature 7 or 8 other short films that, as you can see, are very inspiring what other people are doing. But each year we pick a local name for our films, and then a translation for it. And I'm going to have Matthew explain what it is. The first year was Nonga Kinda, which means resiliency in Bari. And it tells the story of Matthew and his team who, even though they lost everything in South Sudan, were able to restart from the refugee camp in Uganda and provide safe water to the Ugandan communities. Last year's was Amayengo, which means ripples, which is, it's now extending on. So Matthew's team was able to start the project in Jinja without us at all, right? Just with the training. And so do you want to explain Rudisha?
My name is Matthew. I'm a South Sudanese living in Uganda. Water is life. But then in South Sudan, Uganda, and Congo, water is a silent killer. Harudisha means give back, and that means many countries in the world, including Canada, have a lot of safe water. But back home in Africa, South Sudan, Uganda, we have dirty water, and lives are going because of the dirty water. The title means you having abundant clean water, using abundant clean water, give that clean water back in Uganda. That's the meaning of this film. Enjoy.
Truly speaking, water is life. And water being life, it either gives you life or it destroys your life. In this place, mostly we don't have boreholes. We collect water from the swamp. The water, if I can show it to you, the water is greenish. You cannot drink it.
In this community, our community schools have very high occurrences of students absenteeism from school. Why? Because students are sick all the time, mostly because of these water-related diseases.
Most of the water, whether it's a well or surface water, is contaminated in East Africa, where they're waterborne illnesses, which is very common, and then they can't work, and it has a lot of social impact. Safe Water Social Ventures program is a sustainable development, so we help teach people in African countries how to build water filters and then how to run a business selling those water filters.
And knowing that we have access to clean water, I think we definitely take that for granted, right? Knowing that you turn the tap on, have that sip of water, not worry about it. So having an event like this allows folks to have that awareness, because I think you don't realize that your water is that accessible and that clean to drink. It becomes a realization that other parts of the world don't have that same privilege as we do.
So the Cup for a Cup initiative is a great way that businesses around Ontario and Canada can support safe water projects in places like Uganda. So every time you order something or you buy something from these businesses, a cup of water is donated in return. My involvement with the Clean Water Initiative is that we partner with Safe Water Social Ventures and our local partners in Uganda, who are the ones who help distribute the water filters amongst the community.
We basically build the bio-sand water filters from concrete, and coupled with a few natural ingredients, we are able to provide the filter in the local community and the local families that enables them to access clean, safe, and filtered water for human consumption.
And the people who sold to us, the Biosand Project people, they came and did everything for us. After putting the sand and preparing the whole system for us, they told me what to do, and they told me how to do it. They told me the period that I have to spend without drinking, and finally when I should begin. They have been monitoring me. They have been coming here. They came when there is some problem with the filters. I call them, they come, and they do whatsoever they have to do, until finally I had to learn. It's a matter of just pouring water there, and it drains out by itself. There's not much work needed.
It's really, we're building capacity. So it's really encouraging. Our last project we started in Jinja, I didn't go. The team in Packwatch trained them how to make the filters, how to sell the filters, how to run a business, did the market assessment, business plan, started up without us even going. And so that's really good, is you can transfer that knowledge and then you're not required anymore.
Before I got this thing of cup for cup, I was boiling water. You bring it from the other side, you boil it. It would be costing firewood, the time to put it there to cool. It saves so much. It saves so much. So much, because you don't boil. You just put a filter. You don't have to go to the well. You just have to filter. It simplifies work. It has really given me a bit softer life.
So among so many other things, the impact of the Biosand Water Filters program has been enormous. We have noticed people's health change, people's livelihoods becoming better, and students are now able to attend school because now people are healthier, they are able to consume clean filtered water, and so they have more work time, thereby increasing the productivity in their home, and thereby increasing even the level of health as well as the community welfare altogether. And over just the last year, we have been able to install over 200 units in over 200 homes in the communities.
Russia is a very good company. It has helped a lot, because before we couldn't even afford the filter because it was expensive, even helping other people who can't afford the filter.
So the limiting factor is actually these ongoing annual donations that would help with these discounts for the poorest of the poor. So the Cup for a Cup is a way to get an annual donation where, hey, we're going to replace all the water every year. So basically, if you donate $100, somebody's going to save $1,000. You're going to multiply 10 times without any matching funds or anything. It's just that's how much they save on medicine. So it's going to create local jobs, and so it's very sustainable. I literally go and visit them every year. Like, that's how tangible they are. These are the families that are helped, and so it's very encouraging to find a way that people can actually give back in a way that makes a difference.
The Safe Water Project does need a lot of funding and support. And if these businesses are able to provide that, then that's wonderful. And then they have their own network too. And I think if they set an example, then there are others who can join in. So it's really important for the business community to do this.
It's just so compelling that $120 helps a family get safe water for 25 years.
and provides local employment. And so it's such a tangible way to actually have a meaningful, prolonged benefit that it's really accessible.
So good. Big round of applause for Matthew. He's going to come up in a second and share a little bit more. Big round of applause for Matthew and the team, please. So cool. Thanks again to all of the sponsors that were brought up on stage there. Round of applause for them because they're making it happen as well. Thank you. If your company wants to learn how it can participate in Cup to Cup and again kind of pay it forward, please get with one of the Enviro-Stewards Safe Water team here tonight before you leave, okay? We would love to have your company join the movement as well too. Okay, this is the part that we kind of get a little bit of excited for and you guys get to interact in. This is the time that you get to vote. All right, we've got some exciting music, I think, during the voting. I'm not quite sure. So this is the People's Choice Awards. So if you can take a picture of that, hopefully I'm not in the way of the code. We can turn off the spotlight just for you, Julia. Is it working? Are we getting there? Some are. Can we just turn the spotlight down a little bit maybe? The spotlight, just so we can get the QR code a little darker. Please and thank you. Spotlight persons. We've got a text in. Hang on. Thank you, booth people. Okay, try that again. And you're going to get the opportunity to vote for 3 of the films tonight. And once we get to the end of the evening, we're going to announce the 4th annual Short Film Festival winners. And it's always really exciting. So thank you for participating. It also gives us a little feedback, kind of in a sense, too, about what you're liking, what's resonating for you as well. And that helps the selection committee, particularly if it's Matt's mom voting for his films. We love her, don't we? All right. Is everybody getting scanned? You're getting some votes going. Look over your friend's shoulder, scan their code that they scanned. All right. While you are voting, I'm going to invite Matthew to come back on up. Come on up, Matthew. We'll leave the code up there for one more second. So we're going to invite Matthew to come back up. I think you've got a wonderful slideshow for us, hey?
Thank you. Yeah, I do.
Okay. So we're going to hand it over. You can just finish off your voting. I'm going to hand it off to Matthew, and he's got a wonderful little slideshow that he wants to share with a little bit more detail about some of the work that he's doing. Matthew, come on up here, and over to you.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. I am here because you supported Safe Water Social Ventures. I repeat, I am here because of your support to Safe Water Social Venture. Bruce tried 3 times for me to come, but didn't work out. the last time it worked out. My first time to Canada, my first time to touch snow. So amazing. Water is life, but in Uganda, it's a silent killer. I am the executive director of a local charity called Alleviate, simply to alleviate extreme poverty. Go ahead, next slide, please. Cool. The journey of faith and the journey of resilience and the journey of purpose that has made me to stand here today. I was born in a war. I experienced violence. I drank unsafe water. I suffered typhoid. I missed 3 years of my final exams just because of unsafe water. And that's why I am committed to provide safe water. In 2007, I met Bruce, who organized a training in South Sudan. And that was the first time for me to know that my community, my people, are dying because of unsafe water. And that's why in 2013, I started Alleviate. Guided by my father, I carried his Bible unknowingly every Sunday. I didn't know what I was carrying, but when I grew up, I learned that I was carrying purpose. I was carrying hope, the hope that can transform my community. Girls like Jane, Ajonye, and Christine walk 3 kilometers every day just to fetch unsafe water that make them sick. They miss time in school because they have to charge for water that's very far from their reach and make them sick. I am happy that Save Water Social Venture has given me employment. After I graduated from high school, I was hopeless. But after I received the training, I became hopeful. I got employment. I trained more people to get employment. My community received clean water because of the training Save Water Social Venture gave us. Our impact so far with the good technology that has become a solution to my community. We have reached over 5,000 families with clean water. Children going to school. Women having time in their farms because they no longer experience the pain of waterborne diseases. trees are no longer being cut for firewood to boil water. Birds are enjoying their trees, are enjoying their homes because the trees are not cut. Additional lives have been added because of the safe water. And that's because of our training provided by Safe Water Social Venture. Mothers like Grace was hopeless when she visited her neighbor. She experienced the importance of the biosand filter. Immediately, she took action. Called us and ordered for a biosand filter. She was relieved from the pain she went through. Go ahead. Next slide, please. Jennifer had no choice because of the pain her family went through. But after receiving the filter, she received joy. She spent time in her businesses. Without the biosand filter that bring clean water to Jennifer's family, she wouldn't earn money to pay for her children in school. Next. An average of 6 people in a family. I wanted to say thank you for those who have supported. And I wanted to say thank you who are ready to take decision to support families that are suffering. Only $100 provides clean water to a family of an average of 6 people for 25 years. Girls like Jane, girls like Christine, girls like Ajonye can stay in school. Mothers like Jennifer can spend time in their businesses. And there will be no lives lost. I want to stay. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll do a Q&A. Are we just going to use one mic for the Q&A? Okay, you hang on to that one. Okay, thanks. And we'll invite Bruce to come on up. Bruce, come and join us. Thank you so much, Matthew.
You're welcome.
You can take the stage. We're going to do a little bit of a Q&A. Thank you so much, Matthew, for that and for all the hard work and the dedication over all the years. So we've got a little bit of a Q&A. We thought, let's dig a little bit deeper if we can. So maybe I'll just start a couple of questions here first for Matthew. Bruce, feel free to jump in as well. If you feel like you've got something else to add, feel free. So Matthew, thank you so much for the overview, and it's so clear the impact and the dedication that you've had. So thank you so much. From your experiences over the years, Matthew, of doing this now, why do you think the approach of Safe Water Social Ventures, the way you're doing it by training people to build filters, by training them to sell it, is maybe a better approach than just giving the biosand filters away? What do you think's special and unique about, why you're doing it that way?
When South Sudan got independent, so many organizations rushed to support. There are those organizations that build houses for the vulnerable people. There are those who provided water containers and many other support. But in a few years, all are gone. Just because of lack of responsibility. We believe when a person contributes in owning a property, he will have the responsibility to take care of that property. And that's why we do like what we do. Thank you.
That's great, Matthew. Thank you so much for that. So for your staff, when you think about the people that are you're employing as well, if you had to ask them, what they love about what Safe Water Social Ventures is doing, what do you think they would say, working for your organization? What kind of experiences are they having?
One of the first thing is, they got the opportunity to provide food for their families through Safe Water Social Venture. Their families are clean, are safe because they have safe water. They have the opportunity to interact and serve their community. And that is the pride. That me as a part of that team is happy of.
Can you share a story? We heard in the film, Matthew and Bruce, maybe you know a little bit about this too, where the folks are going back occasionally. They're going back to visit. They're going back maybe to troubleshoot some problems. So it does seem like they're creating relationships with the communities. Talk a little bit about the impact of your team being in the community on a regular basis.
The customer and your staff.
Before Safe Water Social Ventures, before this project, my team don't have the opportunity to reach out to these people. My team don't have the opportunity to be able to serve their community. But through this venture, my team have the opportunity to meet these people. Before it was violent for someone to go to a neighbor's house. But through this project, it has created the opportunity for my team to be able to go to neighbor's house and bring joy and hope to those families.
So good. Thank you, Matthew, for that. Okay, one more question for Matthew. If there's someone from the audience that has a question, you want to make your way down here, I'm going to ask Matthew one more question. If you've got a really great one for Matthew, feel free to come on down. I'm going to ask this last question, then I'll ask Bruce some questions. So if there's a really great question, come on down. Don't be shy. So Matthew, why do you think it's important for Canadians to partner with you and Safe Water Social Ventures all the way over in Uganda, and we're here in Canada? Why do you think it's a good thing for us to partner together?
Million people in my country don't have safe water. Million people in my country earn less than $2 a day. Our model allows them to pay a full price of the biosan filter, which is $100. And because they are unable to pay the whole price of the biosan filter, we are requesting for a donation of $60. to discount for the price for families to own a bison filter, while they pay the $40.
That's great, thank you. So it's a partnership that helps to bring that safe water to those communities, and it's also a partnership of hope and of love as well too, hey?
Yes.
Wonderful, thank you, Matthew. Big round of applause for Matthew. He was very gracious. He said, no, I don't even want to see the questions in advance. Give me your hardest stuff. Give me your best shots. Thank you so much, Matthew. Okay, Bruce, we're not going to be so easy on you. Are you ready?
Sounds good.
Yeah, I know you are. Love what you do, Bruce, all these years and the commitment. Tell me, Bruce, just share a little bit about why you think it's so important for this Safe Water Social Ventures to make up a little bit of what Enviro-Stewards does. Why is that so important to you that your staff be associated with Safe Water Social Ventures? He signs autographs, he's taking pictures for the paparazzi. Liam Neeson was in the film.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so.
What a great voice on that first customer.
Fantastic.
For Enviro-Stewards, it's actually interesting. Like in my field, consulting, you have a certain turnover rate of engineers leaving you for better pastures. Our turnover rate is 10 times lower than normal. So I spend 10 times less time recruiting new people, training new people. And it's not on price because, with the services we provide, we're at best kind of average. But people have a purpose, right? And working here, you'll see our staff, all of them have put this together. This event would not have happened, right, without the staff. And everybody has an opportunity. Everybody has 24 hours of paid volunteer time, of which today is part of it, and the rest is, what do you want to do, right? And so what happens is, I started Enviro-Stewards actually 25 years ago, and the reason I started is I came to kind of a faith position myself, and it wasn't a good fit with my regular employers, so I left and started my own company, so that people can do both. You don't have to check all that at the door, And when people apply, we actually look at the end of the resume. What are they doing outside of work? They're going to be a nicer person to work with, and we have a team that's a great team to work together. And so one of the byproducts, I guess, of the Safe Water is that. So I also started just kind of this conservation work here and this work over there, but under the banner of sustainability, you can actually call it the same thing. And even sometimes some of my customers, so Hilmi he was at PepsiCo, but now he's got Grosh, came with me to South Sudan. Don Bell came with me from Tim Hortons. And so everybody has an internal desire to make a difference. And so if you're making a difference, we think about financial investment. You're going to invest, what are you going to get for your return? When you invest in Safe Water, you're going to get $0 back. But somebody else is going to get 10 times what you invested. So $100 US dollar filter turns into $1,000 in the pockets of the poorest of the poor on the planet. Now, how many vehicles can do that for you? And so Irv at Concord Premium Meats, the Mark Angelo brand, you've seen they've done in the last, he's a financial guy. We did his energy audit, water audit. He took what we said, you're going to save me this, I'm going to multiply by this. Now my enterprise is worth this much more because of the EBITDA and all that kind of stuff, right? But he sees this as an investment in people, right? Like that, if you can magnify your impact that much, and so it provides an opportunity for people. And so I guess that's part of why we do Safe Water, I guess.
Yeah, that's so good. So there's the sort of the social impact that's driving, and there actually is an upside to the business as well too. Mm-hmm. Maybe attracting top talent, definitely retaining, Matt's, but retaining top talent like Alicia, Stanley, Lloyd, Wesley, Julia, and maybe Matt's too, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, no, that's great. His mom's here, we gotta be nice to him. I'm sorry. No, that's so good. Bruce, maybe tell us a little bit of the personal side. You've been partnered in Uganda now for a few years. What has that meant to you and maybe your family by extension? Just that personal connection, all of these years of investing, in more ways than one.
So in 2007, when I met Matthew, we gave the course, and Jenna, my wife, who's here today, we got married in South Sudan. And 1,500 people came. And basically we were thinking, I've been there a couple times, and it's pretty sad. Like, it was still at war when we started, right, with the North, and they hadn't had a good party in, I don't know, several decades, right? And just to have a reason to have a party. And so we had that, and Matthew spoke at the wedding, and all the other students stood up and spoke and whatnot. The wedding took all day long. So anyway, so there's this personal connection. And I used to go back every year to South Sudan, and even though it's very hard, it's better than last year. And so that went on until 2016, but then it got worse and everything was destroyed again. So that was very hard for me, but much harder for Matthew and his team, right? Because you lost everything and now you're in a refugee camp. But the approach we use of capacity building from the refugee camp, they restarted the project, right? And they now have 3 manufacturing plants going in Uganda. And that's this resiliency that comes from training. Yeah, and so I can always describe the Safe Water social venture as a complete failure, and I'm completely honest, and I can describe it as a complete success, and I'm also being honest, because both happen at the same time. There's encouragement and there's discouragement.
Thank you very much, both of you, for the amazing dedication to each other, to the partnership, to your teams in Uganda and here in Canada as well, too. Big round of applause for the partnership. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Okay, that's inspiring. Thank you for all of the film submissions that we had again this year. I know the judging committee had a really tough time, but I guess now we are putting it last call. Okay, so you've got 30 more seconds to scan the QR code if you haven't voted, because now you get your say. The People's Choice Film Voting Awards are coming up now. So we've got 30 seconds. And then the accounting firm of Matz and his mom are going to tabulate the scores. And they're going to bring up an envelope. So you got a few more minutes here. I hope you really have enjoyed these short films tonight. There really is something special here, all these years of doing this. I think this tribe is sort of finding itself, coming together, change makers. Please, again, get together with all of the organizations that are represented here tonight and spend some time hearing about their stories and their whys, and why are they designing and innovating the way they are. It's not charity or business as usual. So please do that. And the other thing we're going to ask, I think at the end, after Bruce is done, if you've submitted a film tonight, if you're here with one of the organizations, come on up. We want to get a big picture of everybody that participated up on the stage at the end of the evening as well, too. Maybe Julie will lead us in another shake-off. All right, here comes the accountant. Drum roll, please, Lloyd. There we go. Well, get up here. Get up here. All right, are you excited?
Very excited.
Who did the counting and the tabulations?
We had Google Forms do the accounting.
Oh, boy.
It's out of our hands.
Google. You see what he did there? He just blamed everything on Google. Okay. Are we going to start with third place?
Third place.
We
had 100 responses.
Wow, that's like 100% of the room actually voted. All right, congratulations to everybody here for voting. Woo! All right, in third place we have
Barefoot College Solar Mamas.
Julia! Big round of applause for Julia. And Solar Mamas, that is so cool. Okay, in second place we have
the Get Paper Industry Gift Packaging.
Out in Nepal. Wonderful. That was pretty cool, hey? Makes me want to go back to Nepal. All right. And in first place, we have
Safe Water Social Ventures, Rhodesia. Give back.
Matthew. All right. Congratulations to everybody who entered and to the top 3. Thank you all for voting. That is tremendous. And thank you for the accounting firm of Google and Matt's. Okay, cool. Thank you, guys. I hope you had some fun with that. We love to do that every year. Okay, so we are at the end. We're going to close with Bruce, and he's got some big news. We've got the venue until 9:30. We really encourage you to hang around, get with some of the organizations and just have a little chat with them. Get to know one another as well, too. This is a growing community, and we're so thrilled that so many new people came this year. Make sure to grab a booklet on the way out, celebrating 25 years of Enviro-Stewards. And now I'm going to hand it, now I've got my Google going off because Matt's is over here going, hello, Google. Too funny. Google's always listening. We're going to hand it over to Bruce for some big news, big announcements.
Well, thank you, Kevin. Thank you to our MC. And thanks to Mike to coming. He ended up being double booked, and so he had to rush out, but it was really nice for him to start us off. Thank you so much for every volunteer. So our own staff, Enviro-Stewards is 21 people now. All of them pitch in to make this happen. Is wonderful, and thank you. And probably we have at least a dozen other volunteers, who's helped out in different things, so thank you so much. Thank you for people for coming, for promoting, for inviting people out. We had the film that we showed there, it started out in the old spaghetti factory. So we had an event in May. We're going to probably do it again this coming year. So anybody who's in the GTA, you're welcome. Just join us for lunch and be welcome to do that. So anyway, maybe we could put up a slide. So you're going to get a booklet on the way out. So this is Enviro-Stewards' 25th year. And so basically, a challenge in East Africa is kind of this big man concept, where the big man makes every decision until he drops dead. And then the next person who's never made a decision, they're up and they have no experience. But that's more historically when we first started out there. It's getting better, and Matthew is doing a great job of training up his team as young leaders. But same thing with Enviro-Stewards. So I could lead forever, but I'm not going to. And so what I'm going to do is in January, a new president, new vice president of Enviro-Stewards. Mats will be the president. Spencer will be the vice president. And they'll have a leadership team, our existing leadership team, to work together in that thing. And basically, this is a fun event we did at our last quarterly meeting where we rolled up our mission, vision, and values and handed it off like a baton. That's what that is. But what am I going to do? So my family's here. They're still young. So I'm going to continue working. And I'm going to continue working at Enviro-Stewards. And so, but I'm going to shift my role to what's called brand ambassador. So basically sales, right? Strategic sales, strategic projects, some of our projects. And also with Safe Water Social Venture, we're going to put some more investment into it now and make it into its own separate event. So up until now, Safe Water Social Venture has been a part of Enviro-Stewards because it's easier. I don't need another set of books. I don't need another board, all that kind of stuff. But it also hinders us a bit because we can't access funding from certain foundations and stuff like that. So if by setting it up as a separate organization, it'll take some work. So then that's one of the things I'll be working on when I do that. I'll be initially the director, and Wes will be the coordinator, project coordinator. And so that's kind of what I'll be doing in the coming year, but I'll still be at Enviro-Stewards, still be working. And so that'll be in this booklet you're going to get. That's one of the last pages of that booklet. It just kind of celebrates the first 25 years, all the different types of work we've done, that kind of thing. And so I want to really thank you guys for coming out. You see, Matthew's slide, 5,000 people helped just through that. There's, 5,000 families, sorry, so multiply that by 6. But there's also several thousand up in South Sudan that we don't know if they're working or not because the war's so bad we can't go check, but there'll probably be another several thousand up there, and many of them are abandoned, but the concrete is so good that even in the damaged homes we go to, the biofilter is still there. The roof is gone, the walls are down, the biofilter is still there. So when these refugees do go back, we can refurbish them. And when it's safe to go back to South Sudan, we'll do that. And so, but that can't happen without support, because of the people we're trying to help are some of the poorest of the poor, rural poor families. They have less than $2 a day of income. They have no pipe, they have no electricity. And so these are the people that really need to be helped, and that's why we've structured it this way. So thank you so much for coming out. I hope you're inspired by the stories, and make sure you stick around. We've got it till 9:30. There's probably some food left out there, maybe some popcorn, and all these wonderful filmmakers you've seen will be up here just for a photo, and then you can pick who you want to talk to. But everybody in the audience is actually inspiring also. So make sure you talk to a few folks before you go. So thank you for coming. Make sure you get your booklet on the way.